Okay, I want to talk today about the importance of incorporating skill development into basketball conditioning to make the most out of practice time. And it's easy and fun to do and makes your practice better. I hate to see coaches having their teams run four stop after four stop, suicide after suicide, laps, whatever kind of running it is. It's boring. The kids hate it. Um, it does build conditioning, but it's a waste of time. You usually have a limited practice time, and here you are spending 30 minutes running four stops, etc. You can condition and build skills at the same time if you organize your practice in a good way. The best way to do this is to stack full court drills on top of each other throughout the practice. You can do dynamic full court dribbling, passing drills. You can do full court shooting drills and finishing drills. You can work on your press break at high speed. You can do full court defense, one-on-one, two-on-two, three-on-three drills, competitive full court drills with goals on them. You know how many shots you have to make, how many times you have to get through it. You can do full court obstacle courses of skill building. There's just endless ideas, but you want to do full court drills and you want to stack them on top of each other. So a 5-minute full court drill, maybe a 15-second, 20-second break to catch your breath, another one and another one and another one. And then you might throttle down at times to do, of course, you're going to do half court things as well. But you want to have times in your practice when you are getting conditioning in and building skill at the same time. Basketball is a full court game. You're moving constantly. You want to build that conditioning throughout your practice, not just at the end with running some kind of four stop or something like that. Another thing you can do to build conditioning is critical for a successful basketball team and to develop successful players is you have to demand that your players practice with full intensity all the time. How can you foster this? By making drills competitive, by making drills physical, by having goals they have to reach, and by setting up drills that lean themselves to be at higher and higher intensity. You want intensity. You want your team to play with intensity, and as you play with more and more intensity and practice with more and more intensity, you're going to exert more energy and effort and get into better shape. I hate to see these type of practices where coaches are working with maybe their 5 starters and the rest of the team is just sitting around. They're standing on the sideline, they're sitting down, they're goofing off. You need to develop a practice where everyone is involved. So if you're working on some plays or something like that where you're using your starters or your main players, you need to have your other players working on skill development, on the side goals and the other goals, have a coach in charge of them. Obviously, the more coaches and assistants you have, the more you're able to supervise this and make this happen. But you don't want players standing around. It's distracting. It sucks the life out of practice. And does not develop the skills that players need. So you can multitask. You can develop your concepts, your offense and your defensive concepts at one for maybe 10 minutes with the first group, have the second group working on skill development on the other side of the court, then switch it, and both sides are getting their skill development, learning the concepts, etc. Final thoughts on this. I really think incorporating conditioning through practice is a key component by keeping the intensity high and by not wasting time on running. You want to run in your drills and build skill at the same time. Most people have limited practice time, and players have limited attention time. So go with high intensity, stack full court drills on top of each other. Make sure everyone is involved throughout the entire practice, and your team will get in better shape. Your skill development will improve, and your team's going to improve throughout the season if you do this type of activity.